But we realized that there's a lot that could still be
Dude, when they said new talents, I was very excited to see new abilities that draws into new powers, and we get to keep this forever. But once I found out that they just joined all the abilities from the spellbook and covenants and legendary and just placed them there, I kind of was turned off. I'm still excited for Dragonflight, right? But how many of you guys would have been more excited if they added like new abilities? Wouldn't that have been way more fun? I know it's like a lot more work for them, but I thought when they mentioned talent trees, I was expecting a bunch of new stuff. And I wish that was the case. Because the talent tree now, I'm going to be probably the first one saying, man, there's not much excitement from the previous talent tree we had, the 3 choices we do. You know, the 3 choices we do. Now we have to like change everything here to change that. The 3 choices, it's on par for me. They're on par. The old talent, the 3 talent thing with the talent tree. If it was new talent tree with new abilities, I'd be fucking cooming all over the floor. But that's not the case, right? That's the Red Paladin issue. My class have so many banger trees. Is it actually Red Paladin issue? Yeah, that's for red. 100%. Really? Fuck, man. Am I actually playing the wrong class? Your red is garbage tree, sorry. Dude designed the red pally tree. I mean, the guy Max interview put the pally in swamp tier, right? And I mean, our damage is fine, but there's just no fun ability. I wish we got some fun abilities. As Zemo, you can summon a fucking pit lord. Dude, you summon Prince from Karazhan. He has his double axe. He fucking smashes your pussy, man. He's insane. Okay, so it's like a red pally thing, or I guess like few classes. I guess. Okay. Maybe, dude. Maybe they need to revamp red paladins. All right, let's finish this video, shall we?
explored and iterated on there in future patches.
Okay, great. And then, as you suggested, we will do the last one about the defensive GCDs. This was kind of lower on my list because I know you just got asked about one. It wasn't about defensives. It was about like utility stuffs like Death Grip and things like that. So similar idea, but just with, I guess, a few examples. So, and we haven't really talked about GCDs outside of that thing yesterday since the, the offensive GCD BFA style thing where you guys tried the, having all your offensive cooldowns on the global, but you wanted the like Arcane Surge, the new Arcane Power replacement. You wanted the upfront hit of making that feel awesome while also...
Wait. What are you talking about? GCD changes? Wait. I like what I'm hearing.
Went kind of back on that on a lot of things. You removed the GCDs from a lot of those things. But since then, it's had a lot of people thinking about defensives because there's a few between different classes where almost seemingly identical abilities.
Yes, dude. A lot of the fucking defensives on other classes, they can press, but the paladins, we still have bubble on GCD, man. Tell him, Max. Do it. Commit to the dark side.
From one class to another, one is on the GCD and one is off, or at least very, very similar. And basically just what are your all's design, like what is your all's design ideas for functionally identical abilities having different requirements?
I also, sorry to pause the video. I also want to complain about warrior stances significantly better than red paladin stances, and warrior stances are on a different GCD from their buttons, chat. You know, like bark skin I can press while doing other stuff. Warrior stances are on a different GCD, while red paladin auras that suck the biggest cocks in the world is on a GCD. I can never switch from Devotion to Crusader to go on my steed. They should change that. 100p, man. 100p.
It's for the global cooldown.
Okay. Sorry, I'm going to play my trap card.
Do you really need to switch auras, though? Yes, I would love to switch aura, but we don't get to. So we have our defensive one. We have the one where we proc wing when our ally gets low. And we have the one where we ride our steed faster. If it was off GCD, I would definitely pop Crusader when I get on my Divine Steed for that 20% boost. If I see my ally getting low, I definitely change to Retribution and change back to Devotion, right? But we never get to change it because it's GCD, and GCDs are very important in PvP. The thing is, like, I wouldn't even complain about this, but Warrior stances are so much better, and they're off GCD. Like, how is that even fair? They have their separate GCD. It's separate.
The reason I
Okay.
want to talk to you about this is actually the first part of your question. I
There's a
think is really
GCD called
interesting.
reroll from
And I
fucking
want to
Red.
pick your brain about it, actually.
Yeah.
So I swear I'll get to the
Yeah, sure.
defensives on the GCD, but that initial part of, you know, cooldowns, like offensive cooldowns that are on the GCD, and you mentioned Arcane Surge. You know, sharing a little secret, Arcane Surge was a pretty big experiment of ours. Like you saw in Battle for Azeroth, we took a lot of global cooldowns, a lot of offensive timers, essentially, and put them back on the global cooldown. You know, trying to solve that problem of like, well, if I have multiple buttons and the correct answer, like objectively, is just macro them all together,
Yeah.
that seems weird, right? Like that seems like a problem. So we were experimenting in Shadowlands with buttons like Arcane Surge.
You know what? Just make it fair and just let everyone suffer. Make everyone have the same GCD. Every button's a GCD like Red Paladin. What do you think, chat? They must pay their price. Every class, every button's a GCD, just like the Red Paladins. They need to suffer with us, man. They need to suffer with us, chat. I don't find this fair. Objection. Go. What is your objection? Oh, you're flipping me off, man. You're not even raising your hand. You think this?
To see like, hey, can we make a button for mages that feels like it's worth the GCD or feel like it's worth the
Bro,
cast
stop talking
time?
about mages.
And
You guys
actually
love
kinda
mages.
yoink,
Mages are good every expansion.
One of those other cooldowns, right? Like Arcane Power essentially doesn't exist anymore. Arcane Surge is that new button. So I'm kind of curious, like, one, do you still think
watch this video. This is my
that
objection.
Battle for Azeroth kind of problematic big old macro was problematic, and two, like how successful has Arcane Surge been? And maybe that's not something you can answer, but that's something